Hey, thanks for clicking in. I'm Amy, your premier real estateologist. I used to be an attorney practicing real estate law in South Florida, but now I'm out of the office and into the streets to help you find and close a perfect deal in South Florida. Now, I'm going to bring you some useful information throughout all of my video series, so don't forget to subscribe and click the little bell so that you get notifications of new videos. And also, don't hesitate to call me, text me, WhatsApp me, email me, any way you want to contact me, do it. Because I love talking about this stuff, and I would love to have an opportunity to speak with you. So that's it. Here we are, Fort Lauderdale, Sailboat Bend. Let's go. This is a fabulous park in historic Sailboat Bend. We used to call it Lauderdale Park, named after Major William Lauderdale. But now there's been a lot more research done, so we even have a landmark here at this little spot. Basically, Major William Lauderdale built the first fort in Lauderdale here, super close to the river. So I'm just going to flip around here. This house is pretty cool. So we're in Sailboat Bend. There are a lot of historic houses still in Sailboat Bend. There's a city truck. This is one of them. It's pretty cool. These guys have been working on this house for many years, but I'm sure it's just amazing inside. And there's more neighborhoods back in there with a whole bunch of historic houses, which we'll review later in the Sailboat Bend video. Today, I'm just kind of giving you an overview. A lot of work going on there. So I'm going to scoot around here. The walkability here is just fabulous. And of course, the river is just straight ahead because you know that new river runs through the city. We're kind of on West Las Olas, so we're west of Andrews Avenue. This house here is just amazing as well. You got Fort building on, adding on, with beautiful metalwork, beautiful, all kinds of artisanal work. That one's got to be fabulous inside, too. I live in this neighborhood, so I should probably hit them up someday. And then over there's another fabulous property on the river that's getting renovated now. Just going to take a break so you don't have to walk to the park with me. Oh, well, wait a minute. No, I won't. Look at that. There's the other angle of Lauderdale Park. Not sure what they've renamed it now. They just call it the historical site of the first fort in Fort Lauderdale. So someone once told me that forts were separated by 2 weeks on horseback. Or was it 2 days? You got Fort Lauderdale. Miami used to be known as Fort Dallas. You got Fort Myers. You got a bunch of forts down here. Cities named after forts. There's some new construction going on over there. But here's where I wanted to bring you, over to this Tequesta Park. So the Tequesta Indians were the Indians that the people who study these things determined. Look at this beautiful piece of land. Beautiful park. It's an archaeological site. So thank God it's going to remain a park. It's protected because they found so many artifacts from the Tequesta tribe. So happy. There used to be a house here. He tore it down, which was probably a good thing. The developers over here in the 90s were really trying to grab this piece of property. But thank God we saved it somehow. Even though we vote for things to be saved, they go away sometimes. But this one survived. I think it was because of the archaeological finds that they found. So when you're back over to the new river, see, we just came from the entrance to the park, and just beyond that entrance is Fort Lauderdale Park. So this one's Tequesta Park. Even though Florida really didn't take off until after air conditioning, we have a lot of history here that we're just discovering still from the people that were here before air conditioning. See that into the distance? There's the downtown, the Symphony Towers, all the other downtown buildings with great walkability, shopping, restaurants, dining. I'm going to spin you around here. Because the other thing I want to show you is this fabulous swing bridge. There are not too many swing bridges left on the east coast of the whole United States. So that bridge across to the Riverside neighborhood. this side Sailboat Bend. But the cool thing about this bridge is, let me get the camera, that it spins. It goes and spins that way. It's not a drawbridge. It pivots from the center and spins around so the boats can get through the two channels. There's a channel on either side once it spins around. And it's just a beautiful bridge. It's a beautiful river. So the camera right now is facing west. And this is how the river flows west from the Atlantic Ocean. So it connects the Atlantic Ocean, and then it ends up being in some little Army Corps of Engineer canals as it gets thinner or not as wide. But it's pretty cool. I think it used to, I'm not sure if it still does, dump into the Everglades. So it's brackish water on this end, which is a little bit of salt and a little bit of fresh. And that way, as we said before, is the downtown where you can do all kinds of fun things, but also that's the way to get to the Atlantic Ocean. No fixed bridges from this neighborhood, Sailboat Bend, Riverside, Tarpon Bend. There are a number of neighborhoods west of Andrews Avenue, which is our east-west street, where there are no fixed bridges so the mega yachts can get out. Look at the sailboat. Look how tall that mast is. Hey, we've got drawbridges from here to the ocean. It takes about 45 minutes to an hour, depending upon bridges. And hey, really a fabulous, quiet end of the river to live at. You see, when we go to the east side of Fort Lauderdale, it's much more hustle and bustle and a lot more boats. See, we've been out here for probably 5 minutes and I haven't even seen a boat go by. We are on the North Fork of the river. The North Fork comes this way and goes under that swing bridge, but the South Fork goes around this peninsula, and that's what goes over to the Dania Cutoff Canal and the huge marinas for mega yachts, where you can get your yachts worked on. You can buy them there. You can take them there. There are some fabulous places to eat there as well. Hey, so this is ground zero for Riverside Park, even Fort Lauderdale. So according to this little monument behind me, the historical monument, it marks the site of the Second Seminole War in South Florida, which led to the founding of the military post known as Fort Lauderdale. Forts are very important, right? 2 days by horseback, I think. Miami used to be Fort Dallas. Then we got Fort Lauderdale. Then we got Fort Myers, and a whole lot of forts in the state of Florida. I think that they were approximately 2 days by horseback back in the day before we had cars. Now, fast forward to current day. If you look behind me, we are super close to downtown. That's one of the condos, and over there is the Riverwalk. So I do another video from the Riverwalk close up, where the Museum of Arts and Sciences is, the IMAX Theater, a whole lot of riverfront condos, beautiful, beautiful public dockage. But this is the public boat ramp. That's pretty amazing, I think, for cities in the South here. Like, you'd be hard pressed to find one in Miami. Most of the waterfront properties owned by private investors and owners. So this one's a sweet little bit of public. And over here at what's called Cooley's Landing, we have 4 boat ramps, free to the public, dawn to dusk. So here's one, and there's also city dockage here. So if you're planning to come to Fort Lauderdale and stay for 6 months or a year on your boat, this is the place. It's a wonderful spot to just chill, but still be in the heart of everything. And there they go. They just came over from that slip over there, city slip, and they're heading out. I spin around the whole park. There's another guy dropping his boat in. And then over here, you have plenty of parking for the trailers. So the people come in, drop the boat, go out, park the trailer, go out, have a fabulous day. Okay, what else do we have? Also here at Cooley's Landing, the most important thing is that it's a public boat ramp. But what we also have are gazebos. You can hang around, enjoy the outdoors, public bathrooms, and we are adjacent to historic Sailboat Bend. Going there and looking at the houses next. And joining me for today's tour is Dobby. That's my guy. He's my little house elf. His name is Dobby, and he's often walking with me while I'm walking with you around the city of Fort Lauderdale. Thanks for watching. Living here gives you a little bit of both worlds. Historic edge, because Sailboat Bend is the historic designated neighborhood in Fort Lauderdale, and then the city edge. So here we go. Here is an oldie. Looks like somebody's purchased it recently and just thrown some paint on it. Ways to go. That one's going to be a money pit. I'm just saying. And then across the street, somebody's built something new. The other thing that's nice about Sailboat Bend is the artistic vibe. See, like people will paint their fences. I don't know if you can see that. Well, let's see how much tree. Because, yeah, that's right. We got fence cute. Not only is that cute, but there's subsidized housing for artists in Sailboat Bend. Not sure there's anywhere else in any other part of the city. Houses here range, depending on condition, from about $500,000. That means it needs work to the multi-millions. If that's on the water, depending if it's on the water, if it has a pool, what the condition is, new it is, etc. Here's another historical house over there on that corner. Another yellow one. Looks like a historical rooming house. The rooming house back in the day. Because right behind us, right back there is Cooley Landing, where the public ramps are and boat slips. So right over, I'm just walking down Sailboat Bend. There's so many cute houses and nice new ones too. That's the river right there. So Sailboat Bend is basically surrounded by the river, at least on one side, hence the name Sailboat Bend, because it's a nice big bend in the river where the sailboats can turn around. Here's that rooming house. Always like this building. Boy, when I was younger, I'd buy them like that, but now I just see cha-ching, cha-ching. I don't have the energy anymore. But if you do, hit me up in the comments. There are some little gems here. All you have to do is put in time and money, or money, and it's a good investment. Close to the downtown, close to the arts districts. In the arts district, great vibe. Hello there, Garfield. Here's another craftsman home. Not really very common in Florida, so it's interesting to see it. Coming from California, you're like, so what? Craftsman home. But for Florida, it's kind of a big deal. Yeah, so here's a typical street and historic Sailboat Bend. So you have the historic homes. That one's so-so. What do you think? That one might be the 40s. And then mixed in, you have, look at that, Broward County Historical Commission right there. This here is newer construction here. It's lovely. Lovely single-family home. I think it's a single family. It could be 2 units with garage. Very nice. And getting an indoor garage on the east side of town is not easy either also. So when you're looking for properties, keep that in mind. If you want an indoor garage, you're going to pay a little extra. And it's going to be harder to find it unless you build it. This one here looks like a 1950s house spinning around to the other side of the street. One looks probably 20s or 30s. It's quite diverse. And look at that. There's a nice new one there. So if you don't like old historical neighborhoods or houses, but you like Sailboat Bend, there's still a place for you. Waverly Place over here. Condos. Very nice. And then if you just look behind me, like, they're still building downtown Fort Lauderdale. It is so close. Just ride your bike, take a walk, whatever it is, you will be downtown very quickly and to the river. Super easy. So this is all about urban vibes, creative, historical vibes. Yeah, so there are plenty of places to rent here in Sailboat Bend as well. The older duplexes, the fluffed up duplexes, still older but fluffed. This is cute, right? And look at this mature foliage. That is also the thing about Sailboat Bend. It is the second oldest neighborhood, residential neighborhood in Fort Lauderdale. So the foliage is quite mature. It's also because it's really difficult to tear things down and develop because of the historic neighborhood status. So as a result, we don't lose a lot of old trees and stuff. It happens. people built new developments. An oldie behind me and I don't mean to think that everything here is old, because it's not. There's new stuff too. Lots of construction. I'll show you that later on. It's just, it's not for the faint of heart to do construction back here. This actually is the back end of the new multi-million-dollar police department and community center. So, big changes coming on Broward Boulevard, which is over there. Now, this apartment complex behind me is the subsidized rental for artists that I referenced earlier in the video. So, awesome place. Awesome parties here. It's wonderful that the artists in our community get paid back by stipend towards their rent, and also give back to the community. In the lobby is a gallery, so it's an art gallery of their work and previous other local artists' work. Great little hidden gem here. Let's see. Oh, the other thing we have, it's not only single-family homes either. It's such a diverse neighborhood. Between the humans that live here, the animals that live here, the boaters, the land lubbers, and the single-family home people, the tenants and the condo owners. So over here is a pretty big development on this little North Fork of the river. It was built in about 2005 or so, and they're quite lovely. Condo townhome, right? So structured, built like a townhome, governed like a condo. They're lovely inside, and they're super close, again, to downtown. That's why people love it over here. Downtown, I-95, everything that there is to love about eastern Broward County, and of course the ocean. I know you all are here watching these videos, and it's all about the ocean. Funny, when you lived here, you don't go to the ocean that much. So, yeah, and this is the artist community again, and this townhome development is huge. Goes all the way that way. It goes in that way a couple of rows, and they're lovely. I call them Disneyland. If you are interested in these condos, though, let me know. Hit me up by phone, text, email, WhatsApp, whatever way. In the comments, I'll get some info. See if there's any for sale. Inventory's kind of light on these, and if there's nothing for sale and you like them, we can still stock them. We can get you whatever you want. Sometimes it just takes a little time and a little patience. Here's a little street, Sailboat Bend. You can get so many historic homes on this one. Here, there's a lot of them. And the city protects these homes. These aren't, must have been one that was standing here that just was falling down and couldn't be saved. But when they can be saved, the city asks what had happened. This one here, we can get photos, don't do it justice. Really. There's one little bungalow there and another one next to it. Long shotgun houses. This one on the corner is not historic, that corner, but straight ahead there, that's an old. You can get city. Gives you a hard time if you want to tear those down. Also, across the street is an old Craftsman getting renovated. One right. Not bad. True to the character of the neighborhood, I suppose. Going back, it looks like it's going to be a duplex, new construction, but with the character of the neighborhood, with the Craftsman style and all that. It looks nice. Big beauty. It's oldie goldie all the way down to the little cabin in the back there. Nice piece of property. Get in frame construction. If you buy in Sailboat Bend, if you buy a historically designated property, get ready to spend money because termites love these old houses. We can get you a duplex probably from the 50s. Here we go, down one of the little streets in Sailboat Bend, inland, approaching West Las Olas. Olas, you say? Yep, Las Olas. So this is West Las Olas. The part that everybody always hears about is East Las Olas, which is over by the beach, but this is West Las Olas. Las Olas means the waves in Spanish. So make a left on West Las Olas, going further west, buy this house that's for sale. It's a huge lot for Sailboat Bend especially. So that one is for sale at $1.2 million, and it's a historical designated property. See, these here on the right are newer townhomes. homes. They were probably built in the 2005 era. Craftsman coming up on the right. And there's plenty of apartments for rent in Sailboat Bend as well. So if you live down here and you don't know exactly where you want to settle in town, just rent. And every neighborhood that you like, there's something for rent. So Sailboat Bend is one of them. Playing new stuff, old stuff. Here's one of my favorite little buildings. It is the old historical fire station and museum. Gorgeous piece of property on the corner. Yeah, and just amazing. Look at that. There's one thing and it's astounding. So here's a rare corner in Sailboat Bend. Nice big piece of property with no house on it, meaning something nice is coming. We can get dirt. Remember the old dilapidated house that was here? It was time. So something lovely is going to be here. Stay tuned. Thanks for joining me on this video about historic Sailboat Bend in Fort Lauderdale. It's truly a hidden gem. So if you want more information about it, let me know. Hit me up any way you want, including the comments, and I'll research it for you and get you some info on one of my favorite neighborhoods in Fort Lauderdale. The other thing I want to say on the out is there's pros and cons everywhere, right? So the pros living here are proximity to downtown, proximity to highways, so you can get in and out of town easily, the vibe, the artistic vibe, the historic vibe, and close to all of the museums. The downside, sometimes you have to put up with traffic, and you're all I can think of. Not much down. Oh, if you buy a historic house, it's going to cost you more money. That's really it. It's a beautiful spot in Fort Lauderdale. If you like all that diverse stuff, this is the spot for you. Stay tuned for other videos, and we can zero in on different things that appeal to you, such as the better school districts, the larger pieces of land, so that you're not stuck in on a postage stamp, the deep water ocean access, the condos, and everything that Fort Lauderdale has to offer. You name it, we got it. Hit me up. Bye. And you're ready for more. Bye, bye, bye.